again, YouTube world. It's a little bit chilly out here today, but what am I got going on? Well, trying to do a little bit of work with old Blue here, trying to get some things fixed up on it. Let me show you what we got going on. Well, of course, first of all, there's old Blue. No bed, just a chassis cab right now, basically. So yeah, we've had some issues with the front tank. Nothing's been running well off of it. Well, and after pulling the bed off and everything last night, trying to take a look at it, it appears our fuel pump has gone dead somewhere or another along the way. So we're going to be trying to figure that out. But of course, now while we got this all off, we'll go ahead and do a little bit of cleaning up in here, see what else maybe we need to clean up, fix up, replace. Obviously, you can see there's, well, that's about the last of the exhaust that we have. Portion of it still hanging out right there and all that. So eventually that's going to get replaced as well. But while we got that all off, we got the bed over here. I'm going to try and do a little bit of cleaning up under here. Yeah, noticing we got a lot of fluid there as well coming out of the differential. So yeah, didn't mention that a second ago, but you can see there we kind of looks like maybe the front seal on the differential might be going bad, so that may be something else we're gonna have to work on too. Old trucks always got something going on, I guess. So we're gonna try and clean it up though, see what we're dealing with, and figure out what we're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna fix the tank or just bypass it, but we'll see what we got going on. There's old Bluebell there, been running pretty good. Like I said, still got some work to do with that one too, but anyhow, that's what we got going on today. So there's the old pressure washer, about to fire it up. We're gonna clean up some of that under there, and then clean up some of that over on there, and we'll see what we got. All right, pressure wash the back of the, well, I was about to say bed, but the back of the truck. Ooh, look, gas tanks are kind of silver again, especially that one. Looks a little bit better, a little bit of cleaned up in there. Now we just got to figure out what's wrong with you. Why are you causing us problems, Mr. Midship tank, forward tank, whatever you are. Anyhow, we got to figure something out. So, stay tuned. Okay. All right. So, looking at this, I think maybe some of our problem could be in this. The fact that, you know, it's missing the whole connection and all that, and this all just kind of came off real easy. So I'm going to verify that at least first I'm getting voltage to the fuel pump. We've already looked in our manual, wherever I had the Haynes manual out here a minute ago, but red wire goes from the switch to the fuel pump. And hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, kitty? Grayson wants to be the star of the show. Anyhow, back to what we were looking at here. That silly cat. But he won't ride anywhere. He don't like riding though. Anyhow, back to where we were. So red wire kind of barely can see it because it is kind of gummed up and gooped up. But red wire is supposed to be my hot. Orange wire comes back out and goes to ground. I have not figured out yet what these other two wires are, so I'm still working on figuring that part out. But I'm going to check and verify that if I got voltage on there. So first off, though, I want to make sure that I got a good ground. Because even if I have voltage, if I don't have a good ground return path, then nothing's going to happen. So let's see, ground. Oh, hey, let's go to ground. Back to, I was trying to check this thing here before. Let's see. All right, so this is my ground wire. And, okay, so it does look like I have a good ground there. And it won't let go. And not a ground on the hot. Okay, so now we'll check, see if we have voltage then when we actually turn the truck on. All right, so now we're gonna check, see if we've got voltage. You got that on the front tank. All right, he's gonna put this on in a second. Let me get set up here. Get my wires back over here again. There's the hot and the not. 1 and 2. Well, I thought, hold on. I know you can't see anything on YouTube land right now. Kind of holding the camera weird. Trying to do this one-handed. Okay. All right, Jeremiah, just turn the key to on. Wait a minute, I'm not seeing, what kind of voltage am I seeing here? Okay, what? It's jumping all over, hold on, get it steady. Okay, so I'm seeing 6 volts. Briefly saw 12. Yeah, about 6. So I got voltage, but I don't know that 6 is correct. So we'll verify that here and figure out what's going on. Okay, so I think we figured out our other wires are 2 after I thought about it a second. But the fuel gauge is pegged high, so it's probably our fuel level sending. So we're going to try to find that on the drawing too. But maybe we'll check it against the rear tank and see what we got here in a second. Okay, so we put our wires back on there. Apparently, because there's not a cap on there, they just kind of come loose. So fuel pump works. Actually, we're on the rear right now. We can hear it humming. And we're just a little below half a tank. So we'll shift it over to front. And of course, every time we do, we also notice the engine runs a little different. So fuel level seems to be dropping to about 1/4 of a tank. It's definitely running. And you can hear pump. So maybe there's some clogging going on with that filter on the end. So maybe that's what we need to do, is just pull it apart. Maybe we don't have to actually replace it. We maybe clean it up, stick it back in, and see how it goes. So we'll take a look at that and see what we can figure out. Stay tuned again. All right, so basically what we've determined is we're still getting return flow to the front tank even when we're on the aft tank. So I think there we have probably a stuck check valve within the fuel pump. Secondly, I don't know, maybe more importantly, I don't know, I think we probably also have clogged filter, clogged sock at the bottom of the foot of the pump itself. So we're going to try and take a look at all that, figure out what we can do. May have to still end up changing out the pump, I don't know, but the pump works. We know that. We got power, it works, it runs, but it runs rough. And like I said, we are getting fuel coming back from the aft tank to here. So try to see what we can figure out on some of this stuff. So now the fun part is trying to get the ring off here. So here we go. Okay. 30 years of dirt and grime makes that ring on there a little tight, but hey, I think I got it. Yay! I wonder if I should disconnect these fuel lines first.
Maybe.
That might make things a little easier. I don't know, maybe I can still pull it out of there without it. I just really don't want fuel going everywhere.
Might need pliers for that.
No, that'll come off like that.
That's this one.
Oh, there we go. Got a little bit. Not bad. Okay, we gotta remember which ones go to which side, right? So it's on camera. It's good.
That one is fuel.
This is
to the engine.
Supply.
I just want to add here that the extra piece we see on the supply there appears to be a check valve that was externally mounted by Ford to address failing check valves within the pumps in earlier years on. If anybody knows anything more about it, correct me if you know any more.
All right. Oh, that went a little easier than I actually anticipated it. I don't know why I didn't just go ahead and do that from the first get-go. Why? Because I'm just dumb like that. Hey, I got some fuel trying to leak out here. Maybe it'll be all right now. Well, let's get a bucket real quick, just in case. Okay, so yeah, we this tank's a lot more full than we kind of calculated, anticipated. Yeah, and can't get it to quite stop yet either, so we're slowing it, but not stopping it, and trying to get what we can here, so.
Didn't get on camera, but a lot of fuel came out.
It's still coming out too. Well, that's going that way. Oh. That's why you don't do it while the engine's running either. Could you imagine if that exhaust was hot? Whew. I don't know if this bucket will fit up under there though with that drive shaft.
I don't think so. Too tall. It is. Maybe put it on the other side for what this still won't leaking under.
Or have this ready to dump that into, and we'll just put it in there.
There's still quite a bit left.
Oh man,
Quite a bit
all
left in this packet, though.
everywhere. I would say that this tank was definitely not a quarter full. Which we knew that. I just was kind of thinking it was going to be lower than where it currently is. Let's see. How full is that?
Maybe.
Because I'm afraid to move this.
That means dump that fast and maybe pour it on. We'll just go with it. With this.
Okay. Dump that into the other bucket real quick. Okay. It's slowing down. Okay, well, here's the first little bit of view of our fuel pump. Let's remember how it's going in there. Kind of goes in at a little bit of an angle here, and I know it's got to turn. I'm going to be dripping some more here. Ooh, doggy, what a mess. Well, I mean, this thing don't look too terribly bad. Take that, please. Try and get this thing to kind of finagle its way out. Hopefully I can remember how it came out so I can get it back in without too much of a hassle.
Yes, it feels so.
Hung up on the float here, I believe. See, some folks would say, see, this is why you need electric cars. This would never happen on a Tesla. You would never have fuel pouring out everywhere. Yes, sir, you are correct. You would not. Alrighty. There, folks, is a 1990 F150 fuel pump. Now, whether or not it really is from 1990, I don't know. But that is one full fuel tank.
Yeah, that's dirty.
Stock looks a little dirty. Definitely gonna have to do something with that. And we're gonna have a whole lot of cleaning up to do. That looks, yeah, that fuel looks pretty gross in there. Not sure exactly how we're gonna deal with that yet. We're gonna have to get a siphon, I think, and see what we can do some more with it. All right, folks, there it is. Fuel pump extracted. Looks like it could possibly be the original fuel pump. It is F-O-R-D, Ford. There's no part numbers on it. Not sure yet what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna try to just clean it and try to send it on its way, or spend a little extra money. Actually, it looks like it says Ford right there too, if I don't notice that. And spend a little extra money, get a new one and put it in there. I don't know, we're gonna see here. Maybe I'll see what everything looks like in a little bit. But it's out for now. So one step closer. And of course, we'll take a look down in the fuel tank. Yeah. Looks like there's some debris down in there. You can see a little washer or something down in there too, from something. It don't look too terribly filled with sediment, but definitely kind of an orange hue to all that fuel. So it's probably a little old still in there. We've been trying to run it, but like I said, it wouldn't run real well. So yeah, might be some junk in there, sediment and such like that. But like I said, we'll try to maybe siphon this out, clean it up a little bit, put the pump back in, or a new pump, and away we go. What are you doing? Well, we're pumping fuel out of Old Blue's front tank into the aft tank. This right here is a nifty little device, battery powered pumping device, going into a can here. Trying to get this thing empty. Oh, I don't know how long we got to go. We've done 5 gallons already. So we're on our second 5-gallon thing. I think it's a 19-gallon tank, so about 3 times. So let's see how this goes. And of course, what are we doing with the old gas? Well, we're gonna put it in Bluebell, and we're praying that it's still at least fresh enough that it'll run, and that Bluebell will run decently enough to handle it. I mean, when you figure if that tank was totally full, that's about 19 gallons, so nearly 20. I don't know, but this is our third 5-gallon jug here. You figure 5 gallons times today's prices, that's about $3 a gallon. That's $15 per thing. So that's like $45 worth of gas. And for someone who don't have a job quite yet, that's he's like, I'll take it. So we're going to put that in there and pray that the Lord will bless the fuel, that it doesn't cause us any issues, and we can get some more mileage out of Bluebell. So he said he was down pretty low the other day. Let's see, well, yeah, a little less than 3/4 there. So we'll probably go put some ethanol free in here along with it, or some mid-test, high-test, something like that along there to kind of help blend in with it to, you know, hopefully take care of any issues, and maybe put some water removal or something like that in there too, just to kind of help it along, make sure it's good. But yeah, like I said, third 5-gallon jug just about empty, and we just about got the tank empty too. So onward to the fuel pump. Last 5 gallons is right now going back into the aft tank. Hopefully there's still plenty of room in there. We think there is, assuming the float's correct, which we don't really have any reason to not believe it is, but it said it was half a tank. So that would be about 9-10 gallons. We're only putting 5 in, but we still have a little bit of fuel left in there, and we have filled this thing up 4 times. Do the math. I think we may have had that thing over full, or somebody's changed that and that's a bigger tank than we think it is. We'll see. Okay, so I'll pump down about as much as I can out of the tank for now with our current pump, but taking a look around inside there, I don't think the tank's bad.
Definitely seems to look pretty good. A little bit of sediment in the bottom there, so definitely want to try to address that, get that cleaned out of there. A little piece of plastic, a little washer looks like maybe down in there, maybe a few other things. So I'm gonna see if we can do some cleaning up on this. I really don't want to drop the tank, but I think that maybe what the next course of action is to do, just to get it cleaned up as best we can. Okay folks, let's take a look inside here. Yeah, considerably cleaner than it were. It ain't perfect. But I'd say she's pretty clean in there now. Might try to do wiping a couple more times just to see what I can get out of there, but definitely not seeing any corrosion or anything. So I don't know if this is a newer tank that's been replaced once upon a time or if this thing's just held up that well. But hey, I'll take it either way. All right, got her cleaned up. Let's see if we can get ready to get this surface all cleaned up here. Get the old rubber gasket out. Not in bad shape. Not too bad. And we'll clean all this out of here real quick. And get ready to put the new pump in.
All right, so I think we're ready to go here. We got that cleaned up. Sorry, I've run out of daylight, but I really want to get this pump at least installed to keep from getting any moisture into the tank, obviously, or critters or squirrels or anything else. So here's our new pump. Well, I don't see the label on there somewhere. The box took over, but it's US Motor Works fuel pump. Went ahead and opted for a full drop-in thing instead of trying to change pieces out. There was too many different things to change on that. So we've got that. We've got a new metal ring, and we've got our new O-ring to change out here. A couple of clips. So we're gonna see what we can get done here. Hopefully within the next few minutes. All right. Hopefully that's gonna stay right in place. The tank looks good and clean inside. Finesse now of getting this all installed. Let's see, it'll be wider than. Of course, this is going to be harder to get in than the old one was to get out. Not that the old one getting out was actually that easy either. What's the trick? What's the trick? Without breaking it. There we go. There we go. Alright, we got that. And now we're going to kind of angle it back over this way. Make sure I ain't pinching any wires. Make sure the gasket is sitting on the right. And why does that feel like that's too far down? Yeah. Alright, well, I got it in there. Hopefully that's the way it's supposed to be. Maybe not perfect, but I think it's on there. I think some of it may also just be with the quality. Aftermarket parts are not always the best quality, seems like. So now we've got to just connect everything back up or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I may just do that a little bit later, but we're going to get going. All right, back at it again. Here we go. We're going to take out the aft pump. Let's see how that comes out of there. Bucket at this. It's going to probably have a little come out of here. Hold on here. There you go. Watch your. There you go. Much better than our front tank fiasco. Well, it looks shiny in there, if nothing else.
Too much to be.
A little bit of stuff in there, probably just now from pulling the pump out maybe, but looks pretty clean in there though. I don't think we're gonna have too much of an issue. So I'm gonna get the rest of this pumped out, maybe try to clean it up a little bit so at least we're not getting too much more dirt in the new pump, and put the new pump in. And this is the fun part here, trying to rewire the fuel pump, the connector for the front fuel pump, because the old one was gone. That's basically all that was left with these. So taking those off, trying to crimp new ones on there. Yeah, fun part. And the aft one, well, Jeremiah's got that one installed. Now we just gotta rewire that one up a little bit too. Slightly different, make sure everything wires up correctly. And we've already started spray a little bit of spray on there to try to start working on some of this rust resolvement. And then of course we got shocks still to do. They're over there soaking in some penetrating oil or whatever. So yep, coming along. Doing a little frame rework while we're under here, cleaning it up a little bit, refreshing it. Rebuilding. Somebody else says that. But yeah, not necessarily trying to get anything perfect here. Sorry, I know I'm probably not filming very well, but just trying to clear up a little bit of that rust on there before we end up putting the bed back on. But yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do on the body there too. Kind of get rid of some of that. Trying to get a few more years out of this. I think maybe that'll help some. And there it is. Back from the finishing shop. AKA rattle can paint on there, but hey. Looks better. Maybe it'll keep it from rusting out too much more, especially once we get the bed back on here and everything like that, but looks better. And presto, shock is off and compressed, and bad shock, no good. Does not go back out. I'd say that shock is bad.
Go. Oh, under the fake line.
Brake line goes behind, in front of it. Is that bigger washer bolt? Yep, that goes on there. And just put it on there so it keeps it from sliding off or anything.
Line up.
Where'd you put that
There's
bolt?
the bolt right there.
Snug it down. All right, 2 brand new shocks, repainted frame, 2 new fuel pumps. All we got left to do is check the fluid in the diff, see why maybe it's leaking there, maybe a bad seal up there, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Or we may just keep an eye on it and check it again later, I don't know. But pretty much everything we gotta do for under here is done. Just gotta get the bed back on. That'll be later. Alright, well, we've done a little bit of test drive with 2 new fuel pumps. Still ain't running the best. A little bit rough. But better now on the front tank. I'm not having the stalling out issues like it was before. Bit of a better pickup on it now. Takes a little bit of work, but it also don't have a bed on the back either, and that drops a lot of weight.